Hello there everybody, Crash Bandit Sparto vacating Crash here, and today we're back with a new part of Ratchet and Clank. Now pretty much we are in planet Novalis, and stages like this actually requires backtracking. Like, I thought that in this part we were actually going to get a skill point by, well, you need to get a skill point in this stage by destroying one of the planes that are flying up in the air. But in order to get that, you kind of need the right, excuse me, you kind of need the right weapons in order to do so. Now, backtracking in Ratchet and Clank is happening way more often in compared to the Spyro games. Mostly the Spyro games had backtracking, but kind of in an annoying way. Even though it was always nice to do some backtracking because it was, in a way, challenging than you know how it was in Spyro the Dragon. Well, just backtracking in general isn't that bad, and you know, it can be really fun and challenging, and you figure out new things. Now, pretty much in stages like these, well, in stages in Ratchet and Clank, in compared to Spyro, in order to figure out for skill points and stuff like that, you literally have, I think that, like, if somebody did not find a guide, they probably tried everything. They've explored everything. They tried to go to each and every corner of a stage, of you know, different stages in this game in order to find secrets and stuff like that. It's quite interesting. It's actually quite interesting to know who was the first gamer to actually manage to finish this game without any sort of help or guide. But I'm pretty sure that there are some ways of, like, the game guiding us in some way, even though, like, to me it doesn't seem like that. But also another thing I'd like to point out, later on in this game, we're gonna be getting one of the last skill points that we're going to get is actually called Going Commando. I know I'm kind of rushing to the end of the game, but it's pretty much, I think, the last skill point that we're going to get, which is called Going Commando, which is actually the title of the second Ratchet and Clank game, which is really interesting. I wonder why did they actually call it Going Commando. But also, not to mention, you know, the Insomnia games went with kind of, you know, funny names for, you know, their games and stuff like that, which is, you know, there is Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, A Crack in Time, Tools of Destruction. There's a lot of actual sexual references within those titles, and if you create a chain out of all of them, something interesting happens.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Oh, what are you? Mercenaries? Torturers? Assassins? I'll tell you anything. Here, take my infobot. It's all I've got left.
Sir, we're not assassins.
Hold on. Let's see what he's got.
Has this ever happened to you? Hi, I'm Captain Qwark, and believe me, there's nothing worse than staring down a Blargian snagglebeast from the inside and knowing your equipment isn't functioning properly. That's why I come to Al's Robo Shack for all my electronic needs. Al has been the exclusive repair shop for my super electro gadgets since I was knee-high to a sand mouse. If Al can't fix it, it's not broke. Right, Al? You said it, pal. So if you're fighting crime, or just fighting grime, come to Al's RoboShack in Metropolis for all your robotic repairs. Al's RoboShack, it's Qwark-tastic!
Do you know what this means?
Yeah, Captain Qwark is really sold out.
No, it means Captain Qwark is on Metropolis. We could tell him about this invasion.
If we had a ship.
What? A ship? What? You're not going to torture me? Well, as planetary chairman, I could arrange for you to borrow our courier ship.
Cool.
You can count on us, sir.
Right. Thank you, your chairman shipliness.
Gadgetron infobots give you coordinates for new planets.
Alright, so pretty much as I was saying, like, if you'll actually mash all the names of, you know, all of the you know, Ratchet and Clank titles all together, it creates a really funny, you know, title for the games. Well, just a funny title in general. But in all honesty, as I said in the last part, I really do think that this, in compared to Spyro the Dragon, this is a huge improvement in compared to Spyro, and I really think that Insomniac Games, even though like, you know, they've dropped Spyro just like Naughty Dog dropped Crash Bandicoot, pretty much Insomniac Games, I think, in a way did better than Naughty Dog. Even though, like, you know, Naughty Dog has games like Jak and Daxter and The Last of Us and some other stuff, I think that Insomniac Games, when it comes to this game, it's like their most successful video game in the series. You know, when, just like, you know, one of their best creations, and I don't think anybody wants Ratchet and Clank to die. Now, back to what I was saying, this stage requires backtracking, and we're gonna get pretty much, I think, around 2 golden bolts, which we're gonna get the first one right now. One of them, I think, requires, if I remember correctly, it requires the swimming ability that we will be getting later on in the game. Well, mostly in order to get things in this game, you need power-ups, you need, you know, you need abilities, new gadgets in order to pretty much clear everything out of your way for 100%. Now, as in every Ratchet and Clank game, of course, the Ratchet and Clank games are known also for, you know, golden weapons. Golden weapons are usually used by, you know, you buy your weapons and stuff like that, and you can upgrade them into, like, I think it's meant to be like a super powerful weapon when you get the golden update. But of course it costs a whole lot of money, so you have to pretty much spend it, you know, wisely. I mean, not money, but bolts. You have to collect a whole ton of bolts in order to get these things. Now, there are some ways of getting all of the what they're called, all of the weapons upgraded. Well, more like to get all of the money you need. Oh my god, not the money, the freaking what is it called, to get your oh my god, you need a whole ton of bolts in order to upgrade your stuff. And it can be really annoying because it is very difficult in a way to actually get a hold of tons of, you know, bolts.
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy. Shouldn't you be on one of them escape transports?
Escape transports?
Newsflash, giant robots attacking. The escape transports are taking all the rich folks off this god-darn planet.
So why aren't you on one?
Socioeconomic disparity.
What?
He hasn't got enough bolts.
Working people have to wait for Captain Qwark to save us.
Well, got anything worth a lot of bolts?
I got this thing. Shows 2 weirdos ditching their ship. It's got coordinates to a desert planet, too.
An infobot. Ratchet, we could use that.
Geronimo!
Did he just slide down a sewer pipe?
Mayday, mayday! This is the solar ship Radical. We seem to be under attack from the planet's surface.
Relax, kid. It looks like some sort of fireworks display. Probably in your honor.
Whoa! That was close! Ah!
Pipe down, I can't concentrate.
Oh, we've been hit!
An unexpected detour. When we land, I'll see if I can scare up an exhibition for you.
We're not gonna live that long!
Kid, let's scream!
Eject! Eject!
Did you see that guy on the left? That was Skid McMarks.
Does he know Captain Quark?
I doubt it. He's a pro hoverboarder, always going off about how cool he is.
Looks like he's in trouble.
I'll say. I've never seen him look so freaked out.
Alright, so we're pretty much back in the game. Also, cinematic-wise, the cinematics
L1 button.
in the game looked very interesting. I mean, Spyro did not really have, you know, that much of, you know, interesting cinematics and communication between the characters like the way it is in this game. Also, another thing that I kind of wanted to talk about. Well, there's actually a lot of things to point out, you know, regarding Spyro and Ratchet and Clank, because you can find during dialogues you can immediately tell that it, in some way it kind of reminds you of Spyro. It is very, very interesting to see these kind of things. And I actually think that, you know, during the time when Naughty Dog was working, you know, after they dropped Crash, they worked on Jak and Daxter. I think that Jak and Daxter, you know, Jak and Daxter was a fine game, but it wasn't as interesting as Ratchet and Clank, I must say. Like, if I were to do like a let's play of Ratchet and Clank and stuff like that, no, wrong thing. If you're gonna do like, if I was going to do like a stream of Ratchet and Clank and this, or a stream of Jak and Daxter, I think I'd be getting bored so badly with the Jak and Daxter game, because the Jak and Daxter game, I don't know, it does not keep you as entertained as you will be in, you know, with this game. But, you know, I think that also what makes the video game really interesting is also the soundtrack. I think that if the soundtrack is very catchy, very like, makes you want to just continue playing the game, and it doesn't make you feel all tired and stuff like that, all bored, then it kind of kills the fun of playing the game. And time to get the second golden bolt. Woohoo! Yeah, I think there is total of 3 golden bolts in this stage, and we're only going to get 2 because we need the swimming ability, and also we cannot get the skill point, as I said earlier. I think that also for a PlayStation 2 game, this game is very, very impressive. And I really do think that it pushed its, you know, limitations for this game and its performance. I mean, I wonder how would it have been if this game was on other consoles, if it had much more detail. But I think that maybe this is the maximum detail you could get out of this game. And pretty much, you know, that's pretty much how it'll be. And now we're actually going to leave this area. We're actually gonna get back to the ship, and pretty much we're gonna head into the next area, which the next area you guys want to go to is Metropolis. Metropolis is, we're gonna buy some new things that will help us to go through, and right after we finish with Metropolis, which I do believe that it's kind of unfinished. I don't think you can really finish that stage, or I mean, it might need backtracking, but I'm not too sure. I don't exactly remember, but I will see in the next part. And then after you visit Metropolis, you have to visit Aridia. But either way, let's head into Metropolis. As you can see, let's see if we've actually managed to get everything. Yeah, pretty much we managed to get everything, and we have to get just one more golden bolt and a skill point. So right now we're gonna head into Metropolis. But pretty much also, as I was saying, like for a PlayStation 2 game, there's a whole lot of PlayStation 2 games that pushed their limitations, and they graphically looked just amazing. I mean, transitioning from the PlayStation 1 to the PlayStation 2, when you see Spyro and you see Ratchet and Clank, you can see that Ratchet and Clank was a massive, massive improvement. And I must, you know, say to Insomnia Games that they did a brilliant job both on Spyro and Ratchet and Clank, and how beautifully they made this game. Either way, guys, I hope you guys like this part. There is a whole ton to discuss, even though like earlier, this is like my third try on recording this part, and my mother pretty much like just barged in on the first try, and it was going so smooth, and it pretty much really destroyed my mood in a way. But either way, in the next part we're gonna be exploring Metropolis. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to drop a comment and or a like and subscribe if you haven't, and we shall see you in the next part of Ratchet and Clank 1. Goodbye.